All right, so I asked you guys on YouTube and on Instagram to give me questions for a Q&A, and I got a decent amount of questions. It wasn't a lot, but it was enough for me to start recording this video. Gameplay that you are currently watching is Castle Crashers. It was supposed to be the sequel to my part one video of my road to level 99 with the Brute. However, the audio did not capture for whatever reason. I honestly don't know why, but I look back on it and I could not hear my friends or the game. I can only hear myself. So I want you guys to think of this video as like a part two of that Road to Level 99 video, as well as just, another Q&A, which is what this is. I didn't want to waste this footage or go back and get it again and reset my character and all that. So again, just look at it as basically two videos in one. As I said before, for some reason my voice is only heard, nothing else. So if I did upload it as is, then it would have just been my voice. You wouldn't be able to hear my friends or the game. So obviously, I know nobody's going to watch that because I wouldn't watch that. So this is what I decided to do with the footage. Also, in case this was not obvious enough, but I'm sure y'all can figure it out, that me in the bottom right is obviously not me right now. That was the me that was supposed to be in the video. But again, you can only hear me. So yeah, just don't pay attention to that me or try not to. Just try to pay attention to what I'm saying and the questions that I'll be answering. Without further ado, let's get into the questions. All right, so Bolden asks, do you think Pangea was real? The answer is yes, I do. It seems pretty obvious that Pangea was a real supercontinent. I think that's what they call it. The evidence is there. I mean, it's kind of like putting the pieces of a puzzle together. That would be very interesting, though, to see like Pangea now, like how it would be. Just imagine how far you would need to go if you wanted to go to the beach for somebody that's, in I guess, the middle of the supercontinent. Flights and all that, and that'd be very interesting to see. Just imagine that. Imagine Pangea, we got to live in it. Sadly, there's only concepts like the drawings. I looked it up on Google Images. Obviously, you're not gonna find a real picture of Pangea, but I do think it was real simply because just look at it, man. It's pretty obvious that these continents, countries, whatever, were once fit into each other. So yeah, that's my final answer. Right, Lucid Leafy asks, how has it been since you quit trickshotting? So I technically didn't quit trickshotting yet. I haven't really been doing it as consistently as I've been, but I still do it every now and then. I just do free for all though. I don't really go on search and destroy and get my for those who were there, my like 5 boxes and put them in the lobbies. I don't really do that anymore. I just kind of go on free for all with the boys. Probably get a 2 box in there to start the game and then just trick shot. You know, I wouldn't say I've quit yet, but the God of Speed 3 is coming out. I did cancel it a while ago, but I decided to re-release it, or not re-release it, but re-announce the release. And yeah, the God of Speed 3 will be coming out soon. When that happens, then I will officially be done trickshotting. I also got some private match montages I want to put out for my favorite COD games. It's not going to be all of them. It's basically going to be like BO4, or I don't have BO4 on Xbox, but think of it as like COD World War II and older, all the way down to Modern Warfare 2. So I'll do that and the God of Speed 3, and then yeah, I'm pretty much done trickshotting. But I think it's been better, to be honest. I've been able to appreciate games more as they are, especially not limiting myself to just COD. Because COD's been horrible lately. Trickshotting aside, like the $30 bundles, which they used to be 20, now they're raising them to 30 because Activision really, really needs the money, I guess. These stupid events that just don't make sense, in terms of Call of Duty. Like we got at the time of recording this, we got the Seth Rogen, collab, whatever, which no disrespect to Seth Rogen. Seth Rogen is a very, very good actor that I like, but just doesn't fit Call of Duty that much. So if I don't enjoy the base game, I can't enjoy trickshotting on it. Um, Especially with the whole lobbies disbanding. For 2 boxing, it really gets annoying to having to merge the 2 boxes every single time. So yeah, I've just kind of been doing free for all, and once the God of Speed 3 comes out, I will officially be done trickshotting, and start uploading the videos that you've seen on my channel for the past however long. All right, Backwoods asks, how's life been treating you, my boy? Life's been good, man. I hope yours has been as well. I'm moving out to North Carolina here in a couple weeks, so I'm excited for that. I live in a one bedroom apartment right now, and I'm going to be moving into a house when I go over to North Carolina. So yeah, life's been treating good. I'm on a huge break right now because I just detached my unit last month, so it's a very good break. I'm enjoying myself, getting some gaming in, doing all that, and that's really about all that's going on with me so far. I'm excited to go to my new unit up in MCAS Cherry Point, and I can't wait to see what's out there and what there is to do, how I grow my career, all that. So yeah, thanks for asking, man. Masters asks, which MLS are you going to switch to if admin gets canked? So I don't know how true this rumor is, or if it's a rumor at all, or whatever. But if admin does get canked, I'll most likely do MP, military police. So that's 5811. If I even do that in the Marine Corps, that is, I'll probably switch to the Army to do all that. But it is in the cards to enter service transfer into the Army. I'll most likely be, I don't know what it is, and I know it's 5811 in the Marine Corps, but the Army's MOSs are like 32 Bravo or 11X or whatever. That's what I will be doing if admin gets canked. So I don't even think it really matters if it does get canked because I don't really think that I'm gonna be in when that even happens. I'll probably be in the Army already, about to retire. So yeah, this question is a good question. I mean, again, my final answer is military police, 100%. But hopefully, this question doesn't apply to me because admin doesn't seem like it's getting canked for a long time. Um, Therefore, I'm good. All right, Penguino asks, what rank do you want to reach in the Marines? So I am thinking about doing an inter-service transfer to the U.S. Army. However, I'm not gonna say I don't really care, but I don't really have a goal for what rank I want to reach. It's more so just, am I gonna do 20 years? Yep, and that is it. I'm gonna do 20 years in the military. I don't really care how far I get into the ranks. Obviously, the higher the better, right? But if something comes up and let's just say, oh, I hit 20 years, but I'm selected for E8 or E9 or however far I'm in. I'll probably, extend my contract those last 2 years and, fulfill that. Because retirement does help, or rank does help when you're going to retire. So I'm not saying that, I'm going to be a sergeant until I retire, not a thing. But I'm not really too picky about what rank I reach, as long as I can retire and I'm happy with, my retirement money and, plus the VA benefits and all that. So, yeah, I'm not too picky on the rank. Obviously, the higher the better, but I'm not going to lose sleep over it. All right, American Spaghetti. Isaiah asks, at what point did you realize trick shotting was becoming obsolete, and what was/is your plan to keep your channel alive? So, I think trick shotting really became obsolete when like a lot of the big teams just stopped trick shotting. So like FaZe, Source still does it. I'm not sure. I think Dare came back recently, so Dare still does it. So those teams, but I'm talking like the smaller ones like L7's gone, Saw is gone. Freaking what else? Just has been gone for a long time. Same with teams like Infa. I can't really think of the teams off the top of my head, but yeah, there was a lot of teams you could join to, I guess, climb that ladder. But to be honest, there's really is no ladder to climb. Red Reserve too. That's another one. A lot of the teams, such as FaZe was like the pioneers, the center face of the trick shotting community. So once FaZe drifted away, everything else just kind of followed suit. So trick shotting is pretty dead. Sadly, will there always be people doing it? Absolutely. There's people trick shotting all the time. Um, what I think FaZe should have done is instead of, because a lot of people make the argument of like, oh, well, they're almost in their 30s or they're in the 30s. You can't expect, 35, 33, 28-year-old men to keep trick shotting or whatever, right? I agree with that. But what I think they should have done was they can keep making the videos that they make now, with all the, streamer phase guys. I don't know. I don't really watch their videos anymore, but they make like a bunch of streaming content or whatever. They can still continue to do that, but have a separate team, the phase trick shotting team of people who still want to trick shot and play Call of Duty. I guess I wouldn't say trick shotting team, just Call of Duty team. So trick shotters, snipers, basically what they had back in like 2012. Um, and it doesn't have to be the same guys. Like it doesn't have to be Phase Rain doing it. Phase Adapt, obviously, they're pretty grown, right? I guess if they don't want to trick shot, fine. But there is a group of people out there that do want to trick shot. So if you give them a chance, then they can fulfill that content while everybody else does what they're doing now. I kind of went off on a tangent there, but what was your plan, or is your plan to keep your channel alive? So my plan is basically to just keep uploading, man. Quality over quantity. I did get into YouTube Shorts recently and got a good amount of views off that. So definitely I'll keep the shorts coming. But yeah, I'm just gonna start, playing what I enjoy, making the content that I want to watch. So that way, if I want to watch it, then chances are somebody else does too. So yeah, that's my plan. But thanks for asking, David. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce that shit, bro. Could you try to some trick shot in any of the Fallout games? Would love to see. Oof. That's actually not a bad idea. The only issue I have with that is that on Fallout, even with max sensitivity, you spin really fucking slow. Um, so if that does happen, then you got to be ready to watch some like 360s or 180s or some shit. But I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess it's possible, and you switch weapons pretty slow. But I think if you upgrade your character enough, you can make the weapon swap quicker. But yeah, I can't make any promises about the Fallout trick shotting. I mean, that'd be cool, like hitting trick shots on like raiders or ghouls or whatever. Good idea. I'm just not sure how it's gonna be an execution, but maybe I'll give it a try. All right, Picula30. This is the only Instagram question I got, by the way. Did you always have a giant ass? Well, that's a way to end it off, huh? Sure, I guess. I'm not really checking it out down there, but if you noticed it, then cool. Yeah, not exactly. I don't have the people skills to really answer this question effectively. So this is this is the answer you're gonna get, man. But hey, you asked the question. You were the only one that asked a question on Instagram, so credit where credit is due. But unfortunately, I got nothing, man. All right, so that is all for the Q&A. Pretty short, but again, it was only 8 questions in total. As long as more people ask questions, then these videos can be longer. But I don't really have a big audience to say like, or I guess to do these consistently. So I just kind of have to just, whenever I do it, I do it. I'm not gonna ask for questions anymore. What I will do is use this video for the next Q&A. So whatever question you ask in the comment section of this video down below, I will put that in a future Q&A. If I get enough of them, we'll put the threshold at 10. If I get at least 10, I can do another Q&A. But of course, if you don't want to ask a question, that's fine. Just leave a comment if you like the video or whatever. Thank you guys for the ones that did ask questions. For those of you that didn't but wanted to, stop being shy. It's okay. I'm not gonna get you on the commentary and have you talk, whatever. Just don't be shy. Ask questions. Nothing is off limits. I mean, you saw the last question, so obviously nothing is off limits, right? Um, I encourage you to get into that comment section, just ask a question. You can even ask 2 questions if you want. Just put it in the same comment so you don't spam. But thank you guys for watching. If you guys want more Q&As or any ideas for videos you want, let me know. Peace.